So then I just finished sorting out the tread. I'll be listing these ones. I only kept aside the most common and large one, which I will not be listing. So then there's that, and I just heard some Lego move, so hopefully nothing's about to fall. I just put some in here, and yeah, it's just moving around a little bit, so just don't want that to fall, because that would not be fun. But then, yeah, so the tires are all figured out now. So yeah, then I have this empty container, which I'm going to need because now I'm going to get to work on the brick modified stuff. So then bring this one over, and I can already see that this is not supposed to be in this container. This here is from this container. I have no idea if that one's worth listing, but I'll just put it there for now. So yeah, then we have this here, which has all of the different brick modified things, plus a bit of Technic apparently. Well, I guess this stuff probably was from here, although there's some of the stuff which was in the wheels as well. But yeah, then this is basically like all of the headlight bricks, all of the things from just better modified bricks, including the rounded ones. So I'll have to create a list of all of the brick modified along with brick round categories, and then see if there is any other ones mixed in, and take out the occasional hair that I find. But yeah, then I will get to work on creating that list in Brick Store. But then just a quick overview of all of the wheel parts, just to check out of curiosity for the ones that were found during the sort. I did not find any of that stuff there. I think the most valuable one that was found was this one here, which is from the Sydney set. I had parted out that set recently and saw that that was a cool part, and then I just found another one here, so that was nice. But besides that, nothing too crazy was mixed in. But yeah, then I'll get to work on that stuff now. So just finished creating the list. So when I started, it was at around 1,000 items. I just went through and was removing some of the ones that were like recently re-released and stuff like that. And I just left, the one thing that I did with the tires is I'm leaving the cutoff point below what I actually am, for the most part, going to worry about selling. Like, for example, if I find this here, I'm not going to be listing it. But then that way I can just see that it's on my list to make sure I didn't miss it and then waste time searching it up on Bricklink and stuff like that. So I am just keeping some of those there. So I was able to narrow down the list to just 383, and I already forget what the others were at, but I think they were like almost 1,000 or above 1,000 for like the slopes and the tire ones and stuff like that. So yeah, then this should be much easier to go through. Let's just check what the most expensive ones are. So the most expensive one that I left on the list was this one here in sand green, then another thing in sand green, and then a couple other interesting parts here. But yeah, lots of cool things to look for. So then I will sort by item color, and then just start going through the list and try to figure out which ones are worth it and which ones aren't. And I know I probably won't get this done by the end of the day, but I'll try to get it done by the end of the day. And then tomorrow, or whenever this is done, then get the bar one done, and then after that, start listing. So yeah, good progress. So I just now finished with all of the brick modified, and then relative to the other ones, there was barely any that were worth it in to take out in that sense and stuff like that. So only got half a container in comparison to about 6 containers for the wheels, and the one, two, underneath it is a third, and I'm pretty sure, yeah, here's a fourth, and I double counted, but either way, there's only half a container from all of it, so not too much, but there was only about 3/4 of one container to begin with. But yeah, then that is now done, and so yeah, I'll just figure out where some of this stuff goes, because there's a whole bunch of this stuff there, and I know I have containers for some of this stuff for listing, but I'm not entirely sure where. I know I got it somewhere, so I'll put that over here then, I guess. Then these ones here, just found a lot of this stuff, a bit of Duplo again mixed in, as it always seems to be. And then I'll just put this stuff, not those ones, but that stuff there. Grab these ones here, because these are slopes. that have a bit of value from what I remember. That's a vehicle one, and then a couple more of these things go here. And then after that, got these random Duplo parts added to the Duplo pile. But yeah, then now I'll move all of this stuff over there somewhere, and then tomorrow I can potentially start on the bars, and then get that sorted. And then once that's done, then it is all sorted for the main sorts. There's still a few sub sorts like this one, and then sub sorting to an extent at least for like the wheels and slopes. But then after the bars one, that's the very last main sort, and then it is time to figure out exactly what gets listed from all of this stuff. And then after that, once it's all listed that will be listed, I can focus on trying to create listings for all of the bulk that isn't being listed individually and stuff like that. And then once that's done, then start the sale, hopefully get it all sold by around December, and then finally start listing stuff from here and all that fun stuff. Yogurt time. So then the buyer, I was able to now cancel the order because they never paid for this one, which they got the amazing deal on. So then I can get to relisting that eventually for the buy it now price, because that's the one that sold at auction for only like 40 or 50 bucks for the entire box plus shipping, which is an amazing deal for 20 pounds of gray bricks. But then for some reason they just never paid. But I'm not going to complain, because then I can relist it. And now that I've done the tests with it, then I will list it as a buy it now rather than an auction, or if I do auction, then at a higher starting price and stuff like that. But that is good there. So there's that. My dad sorted the last of the Technic stuff from the few bags that were there. So that is now all sorted there. And so then I'm going to get the container here of bars, and that's what I called this category when listing, although it is not exactly all that specific. I just created, like, my categories aren't based off of like the Bricklink categories per se in that sense. It's just anything that kind of has bars in it, so that would include things like this, but then also train track and ladders. Well, I mean, ladders make sense, but just all sorts of things that are roughly like that, and stuff like that. That all ended up in here. So yeah, then this here is the last category that I'm going to be listing fully, and or at least mostly fully, probably fully. I don't know why that's in here, but apparently it is. So yeah, then this here is the one that I'm going to sort now. From what I remember, there isn't too many small things, because this doesn't include individual bars. Those are like, so there shouldn't be any of these things in there or anything. It should just be like the larger items, and I don't think that there's that many smaller bar type ones, although there is things like the window stuff there and some of those types of things, but nothing too small. So yeah, hopefully it shouldn't take too long to get this done, but then I will get this sorted out, and then after that it's just listing most of the stuff from this table individually, and then listing most of that stuff there as bulk, and then it is all done. So, in traditional nub select fashion, the best way to do this is not to take only a little bit out at a time, but instead to dump the entire thing out onto a table, because it looks cooler that way. And then we can see all that's here and all that fun stuff, and then make sure there's no bugs at the bottom of the container. And so then, yeah, we'll dump this out and see what's all here. So yeah, then this here is all of the stuff. So lots of interesting parts and a couple of things that aren't supposed to be in there. But yeah, then I will get started on this here. And I only have one shoebox left. Every single other shoebox is currently in use, either holding inventory on the shelves or holding stuff that isn't listed yet on the table there, or holding stuff on the tables here. So then, yeah, only one box. So I'll probably just put all of the train track pieces into this box here, and a random part there connected to that. But then everything else will be getting some individual containers. So then we will get this all sorted out, and then potentially by later today, depending on how long this takes to sort, which it honestly shouldn't take that long because it's a very small amount of relatively large pieces, then potentially later today we can finally get starting on listing some of the stuff individually from this table here. And yes, the bulk won't be listed until the table's listed, because I want to get this individual stuff listed as soon as possible so I can start clearing it out, compared to the bulk, which I also need an empty table to list. And then that stuff, it won't be listed individually, so it doesn't really need to be listed as fast in that sense. But yeah, then I'll get that there. But almost forgot, have to get the carts out. And as for the bulk backlog, which hasn't been added to in a few vlogs, then I am still trying to close the one deal, but just no meetup time is working. There was another time, but then the seller messaged me after that time had passed saying it didn't work and needed to be pushed back to the Saturday. So then I let them know that I could do it this Saturday, but then if this meetup doesn't work, then I would only be able to continue buying that lot from them if they were able to ship it, because that's, I want to say, the fourth or fifth time that there's a planned meetup that just never happened. So I've got lots of other inventory I've been working on trying to get set up to buy, and I can't do any of that until the previous ones are closed. And so then yeah, just if this doesn't work out, then I'm just going to leave it at that point, and that would be for the one that's like 100 pounds, and that I had mentioned a few times, a few vlogs back, that I only had the one picture to go off of. But yeah, we'll see if that can go through or not. But then yeah, hopefully once we start selling all the stuff, we can start increasing the backlog, because as mentioned, I won't be able to list any of the used stuff individually once I'm finished with the stuff I'm working on, until all of it's sold out, which would hopefully be around December. So from now until December, well, there's a slight time off the vlogs that I mentioned, but then once I'm back to work here, then I'll have until December to do sorting but not listing of used parts. So then I'm going to use that time to start going through all of this bulk backlog here, and then I also want to use that time to try to get more backlog, because I'm fairly certain it won't take more than 6 months to just sort through this stuff here, figure out what to list and what not to list. So I just need to try to get as much more in as I can, and then start getting listings for the bulk by the pound ready and all that fun stuff. So then yeah, hopefully I can make some good progress. So yeah, then the train track is removed, and that is a lot of it already. So that already brings the pile down quite a bit. I didn't remove these ones here because that's more so roller coaster stuff than it is train track. But then I saw this part here, and I am just curious what it's from. So I'm just going to see if I can find the part number, which is up there. It seems to be 11818 potentially. So then let's check that and see what this is from. And of course that isn't it. So let's see here. It is, I'll find it and then I'll be back. So it is part 11216. So those go between $12.50 and $20 each, and they are exclusive to the Ransor pit. And it looks like I have two of them here, but I only ever got one Ransor in the different lots I purchased. However, that Ransor was actually purchased after I got the stuff like that. It was from purchases made after that bulk, and it's in one of these bags here, and it's not complete. So that's interesting there. So yeah, that's definitely a cool and unique part. You don't find those every day. But then yeah, there's lots of cool parts in here. So I will get this sorted, and it is currently 2:31 p.m. So we will see how long it takes. So just finished with all that stuff. It's currently 3:48, so that was like an hour 15 or so, and it is all sorted. A little pile of the stuff here I just kind of ran out of containers for. That's a real low quantity, and a little bit more over here that's just kind of some of the larger parts. But then yeah, everything else is now into the containers, and so that is now all sorted. So I'll try to somehow fit it on this table somewhere, and then I can get started on listing. So then I've got all of the stuff kind of shoved over here now. So then, yeah, I got some containers out and I can start listing. So I'll probably just list the stuff with Brickstore just so we can see all of the values. And yeah, so I'll just go category by category. Start with the bars since it was just all over here because it was just sorted. And so then we have the stuff here, this one, couple things back there, a couple containers mixed in here, and that's all for the bars. So yeah, I'll get to work on that. Probably won't finish today or anything, but we can start getting some of the stuff finally listed, because I haven't gotten stuff listed in a little while. Let's actually just check when the last time I had inventory listed was, which is on July 15, and it's August 1st. So yeah, then I will get some stuff listed now. So just got a brick store file ready, and it is with all of these ones here. Just need to consolidate that. But then that is 740 items, 94 lots for 341.03, and then that was just from the stuff that was right here. I wasn't able to get to this stuff today, so I will put this over there because I do need to ship orders out tomorrow, so I need the scale for that. But yeah, then what's left of the bars is the ladders, these things here, this stack, the stairs, more ladders, more bars, and then more bars there, and then the train tracks. But that should be all from the bars container that was here earlier. So got a few full things to put away, but then have to pull orders. So what we need to pull for orders is, let's see, on Brick Owl, just one order, which is 22 items in 5 lots for $6. And then on Bricklink, it is 6 orders, 2,095 items, 134 lots. So I will get those orders pulled, and I probably won't have more time to list tonight, but then tomorrow I should be able to get a good amount of that stuff listed as well. So, just finished pulling the orders a lot faster than expected. It is currently just 10 p.m., so I can list for another little while then. So I got all of the train track listed, and then some of it was already listed, so I just uploaded that directly on Bricklink, just so I could easier consolidate the lots. But yeah, then that's 34 tracks in 4 lots for $42.86. And so yeah, then I just combined like 19 more of these here, and then there was a couple of the medium Azure ones, which I already combined with the other stuff. That was maybe an extra $5 for those, and maybe another $5 for these. So that's like 50 something bucks total for all of it. So yeah, then the tracks are now done, another box full, and the table is just a little bit emptier. Yogurt time. So just finished shipping orders out, so back to the backlog. So this should be all of the bars that are remaining, so I'll get to work on this and see how long it takes to get these listed, and then potentially work on another category after that. So I just finished with the rest of all of the bars. These two are the only ones I'm not listing, because all of the ones in these containers are worth about 5 cents or less. I listed all of the ones that were a little bit more though, but then of all of the bars from that entire, it's like 30-liter container, I want to say, these here are the only ones that aren't being listed, so most got listed. And so then the part 2 of the upload is all of these parts here. So 726 items, 85 lots for $447.52. And so then that is now done. And so yeah, then that should be between the two uploads around $700 from that one container. And so that's being uploaded. And so then starting tomorrow, I'll be able to start listing some of this other stuff. So yeah, currently today it is August the 2nd. And so then my initial estimate is about halfway through August that I should be able to get this done. So we are going to be seeing over the next few vlogs how close or completely wrong I am for that estimate. For all I know, it could take 2 months. I hope not. I still am trying to aim for 2 weeks, but it's not like I've listed this exact setup of Lego before with that many boxes there and that combination of parts or anything, so it is just a random guess. And so yeah, we'll see how much we can get done, but yeah, then good progress. Yogurt time. Then today I will try to get some more of the stuff from this table done. Not sure exactly which one I'll work on first, maybe the slopes or something, I'm not sure. But yeah, this is the end of the vlog. Thank you for watching if you got this far. Today is a Saturday, so the next vlog should be out on Wednesday.